really like done these types of videos in a while, and I'm trying to get used to talking to you guys, just talking. It's crazy how, I've gotten out of these over the last few years, and they used to be such a big part of everything I did for quite some time. So, with that said, I'm trying to get better at just showing up and being present and chilling with you and talking with you and telling you about like behind the scenes and the things that I'm trying to go after, and maybe that'll encourage you to go after your dreams as well. So first things first, this is a cup that I made, and I made it about a year ago. And at the time, we were selling them out of our storefronts. I don't think this design really came out until like maybe the month before we decided to close. And this, yes, was definitely a financial decision as much as an alignment decision. At the time when we had the art gallery, we were thinking that we were just going to open and people either love my art or not like my art. And we eventually will figure things out like what they like to purchase, what they want to look for in commissions, and to get people in. Maybe we'll even offer some painting classes. And so we started off with that vision because we didn't have much to start at all. I only had about 20 paintings at the time, and then I had a bunch of prints that I had done years ago for art shows that I was in, and other galleries that I was in prior, like years before. And I had some coloring books that I made from Amazon, and I got a bunch of those ordered again, and we just started, and it was like the most rewarding, but also like. Also, like, I don't want to say stressful, but it was in a way that we were trying to meet everybody's expectations. Like, we had so many different like people come in and give us advice on what they wanted to see out of our company, and we were kind of pulled all different which ways. And I realized that probably about like the fourth month in that we just needed to figure out what our vision is, and or was at the time, and decide from there what we're going to really like focus on. So about month 3 or 4, it was about this time exactly last year. And I decided to make a bunch of small pieces of artwork, which was absolutely like not the right way to do it. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. And also increase a couple different class options. And again, not the right way to do it. Uh, where we were trying to cater to the people that were coming in and asking about classes, and wanting to come in and paint, and also for the people that wanted to look for like gift size things so they can buy. And we were hoping that we'd get a bunch of holiday sales. Unfortunately, that did not happen for us. My daughter got really sick, and then I got really sick just before the Christmas like wave, I would say, like before they started really pushing like, oh, come shop downtown, because we were in a downtown area. And we were totally sick for like 3 weeks, really bad. And there was only two of us that run the shop. So we both had to close the shop. We put a sign on the door saying, please shop online. We didn't get one sale. All right. We got plenty of people that went to the website. We got about 200, 300, but we figured that maybe it was because our pictures were bad on the website. Like they were very clear, and people didn't really understand what materials they were made of. We weren't really sure. So when we got back from being sick and recovering and everything, we decided to take all new photos, and we ended up ordering double our inventory, and coming out with more designs, because we figured, well, maybe it's the designs too, because at the time we only had like 2 designs, right? So we came out with like 6 more designs in like our mugs, our hats, and everything, like even like printed stuff. And the printed stuff we didn't want to just lay out. Like we used to just lay it out on the countertops and things where people could kind of like shuffle through it in like bins and things. And people weren't like wanting to shuffle through anything. So ended up investing in a whole bunch of frames. And then I had to spend about 3 4 days to put all the frames on everything, and then it looks so much better. So we were selling them framed, and you could just pick up and buy a piece of artwork and hang it on your wall, which at that time, we weren't offering anything framed because it was more cost to us, it was more work to do that. So when we went that route, we got one immediate sale, which made us super excited. So we're like, okay, this is working. Finally, we put all this money into getting, high quality ink. I got a high quality printer already, which I've bought years before. And this ink was like dying, so it's really expensive to get, and it runs out really fast. And so once I got all that like figured out, calibrated and the right size and everything, and bought the really nice paper that's like handmade by a company that I bought from prior years before, and we did everything. We made the sale, and then after that we didn't make one other sale like from the printed artwork that was framed. So it was like, okay, well, I guess that season's already done, because some things come in season. So we're just like, okay, so what do we need to focus on now? And we were getting a lot of people ask about like our wallets and our handbags. Well, the handbags was really more of like a concept at that time. We didn't have them for sale. Like we couldn't pre-order them yet. So we had the wallets just came in. But then we were getting asked like, hey, can we get this wallet without the zipper? Can you make this wallet a little bit bigger? And so then we were just, and we were just disappointed because we were just like, we just spent all this money to get this whole inventory of these wallets that we like, right? And now we're getting feedback that people want all these different like designs and options. And then of course at that time we kind of like made it more aesthetic in our showroom, like where people could actually find stuff. So things were spaced apart farther. We only had so many out on the floor so people could ask us questions so we can engage with the customer. And nobody really wanted to engage. We would like greet them. We would ask them, what they're shopping for and how can we help them look for what they're looking for. And they're just like, oh, I'm just here to look at the art. And so they would just come in to look at the large scale arts and kind of criticize the pricing on these giant originals that I made. But think of the originals like as, if we'll go walk by like a Tesla, like in a shopping mall. That was our Tesla. Our Tesla was the giant artwork, and it wasn't made for an everyday consumer. It was made to make the artwork on everything we made. And so it was very discouraging because it would go straight to the biggest thing in our gallery and our shop. And they would be like, why is it this expensive? That's outrageous. Like, and then we got the other people that are just like, oh, I would love to see this in my living room if it was only like $500. It was like, I can't even make this for $500. Like, and that doesn't even include the time or my like 30 years of being an artist. It's like, or all the like thousands of prints that we have it on literally everything. So like, cause it was like that particular one is literally our hottest selling on all our items. So, would you like to hear more about this? I'm going to do more of these. I think it's a good way to kind of learn from and kind of reflect on where I came from and what we're doing now.